The first Bible person that I wonder if we've treated too harshly, and I think we did, is Thomas, the apostle. What nickname did he get? Doubting Thomas. Don't be a doubting Thomas. Like he did something wrong. But what did he do wrong? Did he doubt that Jesus had risen from the dead? Well, in a way he did. He went to visit the other 10 dudes, disciples, and they told him, the last time when you weren't here, Jesus showed up. Yep, it was really him. And Thomas said, I can't be a witness if I don't see it for myself. That's not recorded. I imagine that's what he said. So, a few days later, they're all together, and Jesus did show up again. The doors were locked, it says, and after everyone recovers from the shock, they didn't put that in there either, but he showed up. Jesus went and to Thomas, and he says, okay, here you go. You want to see? Here's the scars, and here's my side. Now, you happy? That's not what he said. He said, well, because you've seen, you believed. Blessed are those who don't see and yet believe. And we take that to mean that Jesus was somehow chiding Thomas, that Thomas did a bad thing by asking to see proof. But everyone knows that you can't be a credible witness if you don't know yourself that you saw. Gets thrown out of court. I don't even think it makes it to court if you can't be sure, if you can't identify the guy in the lineup. Well, then he doesn't get identified. So think. He wasn't doubting in a bad sense. He was making sure. He was doing what he ought to do. In fact, I believe it's in Mark 16. Jesus himself appeared to Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene runs and tells the disciples that she saw Jesus. And it says in the scripture that they did not believe her. Jesus appeared a little later in a different form to 2 other disciples that were walking down the road. They went and told the disciples they saw the Lord, and the disciples didn't believe them. Thomas is not the only one to not just instantly believe. Okay, it's Saturday morning. My hair, this is going to happen. This is my video hairdo right here. It only happens when I'm trying to film. The rest of my life is fine. It's going to be a tradition. It's aggravating. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm a little bit irritated? I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. All the disciples demanded to see. It's not that they were making a demand, but come on. So tell me, you just buried a loved one, and somebody comes to you and says that they saw them, that, oh no, they're not deceased. We just saw them outside. You know, it's not like we would go, oh, that's a relief, because I was sad. But now that they're out walking around in the parking lot, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. No, Jesus showed himself to them. And he chided them, it sounds like, a little bit for not believing. But really, I don't know what Jesus' issue was. Because later, Jesus commands them not to believe when he's talking about the end times. Oh, it's not later, it was earlier in Matthew chapter 24, Mark chapter 13. And they're asking him, when are going to be the signs of your returning? And he goes, first of all, see that you don't be deceived. A lot of people are going to come in my name. When somebody tells you, hey, he's over there, don't believe them. Or, Here he is right here. Don't believe them. So Jesus himself told them to be a bit incredulous at certain times, and you have to know what it is that you're talking about. You can't believe everything. He couldn't have been scolding them for requiring normal proof that one would require, especially such a big thing. Come on, raising from the dead, proof necessary, proof good, not doubting Thomas. We've done wrong. I will never call him doubting Thomas again. Diligent Thomas. I'm not going to call him that either, but that's what he was. He did us a favor. Why do we believe? Because they said so. Now, we haven't seen, and yet we believe. Perhaps Jesus was seeing forward into the future and blessing anybody in the future that wouldn't be able to see and yet would believe the testimony of the witnesses there that did see. I think that we would do well in Sunday school to think these things through. There are some things that are just ironclad, and some things that, come on now, use your head. Let's reason together. What are we doing? Do we really want to be that harsh? Probably not a good idea. Maybe it falls into the judge not category. So I'm not going to judge anyone for the proof that they require. Not back then, not now. So people want to know a little bit more. You can't expect them just to have blind faith. There's a difference.